Hello, thanks for joining me for another video. Today's video, I'm going to be doing part 2 of safety razors I recommend for beginners. And today's video is going to be Gem and Schick injectors, vintage. When we get to the Schick injectors, I'll mention a couple of modern ones. There's not a lot, and there's not many modern Gem razors as well. There's maybe PAA makes one. It's a decent shaver. Now, before we get on with the video here, I want to state that, like I did in the first one, technique is what you're after here, and improving your technique, learning the quirks of these razors, and getting good shaves with them. So you don't want something aggressive. And later on, I will show you ones to avoid. First off, let's talk about blades for these razors, because there's a lot of confusion with that, because these look similar to paint scraper blades. But these were first shaving blades before they were paint scraper blades. And I will talk about there's two materials for the most part these are made out of: carbon steel and stainless steel. And then there's some variety in between that. Carbon steel comes in a coated and uncoated, and the coating is blued. They look like this. This is what the modern blades look like. And paint scraping blades are two-faceted. Shaving blades are three-faceted. This is a 100-pack of Gem PFE Coated stainless blades. And you can see three-facet, 009.23 millimeter. And even on it's going to say 0.009. Three-facet is for shaving. Now, which one do I prefer? I'll say right off the bat, I prefer PFE coated stainless blades because of the longevity of the shaves and the smoothness of the shaves once you get a couple shaves on a blade. Now, carbon steel is very nice as well. The average shaves I get with a carbon steel blade is anywhere from 15 to 25, somewhere in there. It very depends on how I care for the blade and how you will care for the blade. These blades require their own care afterwards. You need to wipe these down because these are carbon steel. And you just can't, put them somewhere wet, or they will rust on you. And the edge will deteriorate with time. Even in the package, they come in a little dispenser. I have some that have gone bad just from being a moisture environment. And they do go bad with age. Do not buy vintage carbon steel blades. They're bad. They're just going to be from age. Now, vintage stainless blades, I have had mixed luck with. I got some from the late 60s that were uncoated stainless. They were rough as a cob. Stay away from uncoated stainless as well. Coated carbon steel is good, the PAL blades. You still have to wipe them down, though, and wipe the edge. That way they don't rust on you and corrode the edge. I just take a paper towel safely and wipe against. I do it like, do I have a paper? I don't have a paper towel, but I'd take a paper towel and I would just wipe this way. And that's how I do it. I recommend these. I've got almost 24 shaves on this blade. I've got a pack of 100. Cost me about $30. I'll link down below where I got my blades and where I recommend you get them if you're in the U.S. It's a California company. Very nice. They're very nice people to deal with. If you're in Europe, I recommend Connaught Shaving. You can get them. And there are some sellers on eBay that sell these by individual. I think 5 at a time. If you're new and you just want to test out the different types of blades, I can say go with that. You're going to pay a little bit more per blade, though. Would be a good idea if you don't like gem razors, because you only have a couple blades instead of 100-pack of them. That'll cost you $30. So that's something to think about. All right, let's get on to the razors. I recommend mainly these are one type right here. From this over, these are different. These are the ones I would recommend, though. This is the push button This is from the 50s. This is a very medium mild razor. This is a good one to learn on. Which one did I learn on? Was this. This is the featherweight. It's like a Gem 1912 where it opens. It's not a Gem 1912 though. It's its own thing. This was my first one and what I learned on. I can recommend this one, medium to mild. Very similar to it is the heavy flat top or G-bar. This one's a tad bit more, just a little bit more aggressive because of the heavy handle. And if you want something that's solid metal, this would be a good one. Solid brass handle. Now, what is my favorite is what I also recommend, and that is the Gem 1912 design. Opens like this. The blade goes in, and I'll load it up for you. I'm going to show you some literature here right after I do show you this, how to use these razors according to Gem. And that's how you load a blade, flat against the face. And yeah, that's it. What's nice about these Gem 1912s, if you're into history, there's a lot of history with these razors that goes before World War I all the way to post-World War II with this one. This was a post-1946. And this one is a Damascene. This is the first Gem 1912. This one's probably from about the 20s, I'd say. It's got plating loss, solid brass, stamped brass, and solid brass handle, but still shaves very good. And this is my favorite, the Gem Junior. This one's from World War II. This is not the blades that came in it. The soldier that was issued these put the gun oil at the time on the blades to keep them from rusting, and it seeped into the case. Oh, it stinks. So that's why that's like that. All right, let's look at the literature real quick. Here's how, this is from post-World War II, these instructions. Because this is new old stock, this razor down here, never been shaved with. So that's that side, how to load. And this is how Gem, American Safety Razor themselves, told you how to shave with this razor. That's their instructions. And how to shave on the upper lip and all that kind of stuff. Those are some technique tips from Gem or ASR themselves. So, all right, those are ones I recommend. These are good beginners razors. The Damascene, not so much, but this and the Gem Juniors, they're a little bit more lighter, better control, especially this baton handle. Now, what are some models I'd say to avoid? I'm going to get the elephant out of the room right from the beginning in the Micromatic, open comb or Micromatic. This has a reputation in the shaving community of being a beast. I understand it from the beginner's point of view, but since I started off with these and got my technique good, I enjoy this razor a lot. I don't have a lot of shave videos up with it because I have so many razors, but I do have my technique down with this. And the people that have problems with this, with technique, are people that don't ride the cap. There's the angle right there. Flat against the face, and you'll get good shaves. I recommend this once you become more of an advanced shaver, so it doesn't ruin your Gem shaving experience. That also goes for the next Micromatic, which is the clog proof. Get your technique down first. The Flying Wing is okay, but it's medium mild, but I'd say cut your teeth in on one of these first, and then if you want to get one of these, get them. Very nice medium mild razor. They also got the guiding eye, and they come in different platings. This one's chrome. They also have gold. All right, another one that's noted in the community where you either hate it or you like it is the Shovelhead, the 1924 Eveready. And here it is. I say stay away from this as a beginner because it has its own unique shaving angle, different than most of the Gem razors. It has a lot of blade chatter, and meaning it's loud when you shave with it. It can be tricky loading a blade in some because of they were meant for a different gem blade originally. They do work with the modern gem blades, but the older gem blades didn't have any cutouts in them. So that's why I don't recommend that. A couple other ones I don't recommend, sorry for bumping the camera, is the Eveready 1914. It's not a beginner's razor. If you're into World War I history, though, you can get a issue set of these. It'll be in a roll, same with the Gem 1912. Get your technique down before you go on to these. These can be kind of aggressive. It's another one, you ride the cap. This is called the little lather catcher. What else? Lather catchers. The earlier ones, stay away from them. They're highly, like this one, this is the 1880. I shave with mine, but I would say stay away from them as a beginner because this one uses wedge blades that look like a section of a straight razor blade. They are not for the beginner because of rarity, and they're rare as heck, and they're different than these are. If you're going to collect them, that's one thing, but until you get your technique down, no. Now the later gem lather catchers. This is a good upgrade from these once you get your technique down and you want to go with lather catchers. This was my first lather catcher, and it's actually mild. This is the Gem Junior 1901, I think it is, or 1900. Very nice shaving razor, but like I said, get your technique down first. And lastly, the last lather catcher I'm going to have you guys look at is the Eveready 1907. This is an aggressive beast. This is not for the beginner as well. Most lather catchers have an open top and a curved head like that. Remember, these were designed before running water, so all the stubble and the shaving soap and would go in that section, and yeah, so those are lather catchers. That's pretty much it with the gem razors. I am going to move on to Schick injectors here next, but just to recap, mild to medium. Take your time, go slow, don't go too fast until you get comfortable with these razors and you follow the rules, the technique rules with them. They can be very rewarding. So, all right, Schick injectors. Okay, I'm back, and I've got a couple of Schick injectors to show you guys, and the ones that I recommend. Now, you're going to see this one in the back, and I know some of you that are advanced shavers are going to balk at me because I've got an adjustable here. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, Schick injectors are very rewarding. They go back to the late 20s. This is not going to be a long history lesson. I just want to show you some early ones. This is the repeating injector. This is the type A. These are ones you should avoid as a beginner because they have a unique shaving angle. Just wanted to show you that. This is from 1926. And they go on from there until I think they still, the 90s, early 2000s, they were making a model. And with Schick injectors, they have a letter that the community comes with. So you got the type A, the type B, this C, E, D. I think there's the E, F. I'm not sure. G, and then they go all the way to P. So never mind that. Schick injectors use an injector. The earlier ones have a magazine setup where the blades would go into a cassette, and basically the razor would, you'd load it like with the handle mechanism, and then you'd shave with it. Like I said, these have a unique shave angle. They're kind of aggressive. Now, what do I recommend for the beginner? I recommend a type L. These are one of the last ones. They made a lot of them. This is the twin injector. It's got twin blades, and if you come from the Track 2 or a non-pivoting disposable cartridge razor, this will be very easy to transition from. The only issue with the twin injector is the blades. The only blades that can be found new manufacture are from Japan, and they are ridiculously expensive. They're over $30 once with the shipping and all that stuff. Now, the single edge version of the L, which they made from the 60s way into the 70s, and in fact, there's a modern reproduction of this razor. I don't have experience with it. You can get these from antique shops and eBay for very, very inexpensive. And blade wise, let me open up this adjustable one because I have the blades in there. Your blade selection is pretty limited with this. There is these Chinese Schick made blades. They're chromium plated. They're very nice. I get anywhere between, I don't know, 12 to 18 shaves, somewhere in there. Sometimes 20, depends on the razor. There's also Persona, which I showed you with the Gem blades. They make a 20 blade dispenser that's between $10 to $15. Those are decent blades. I don't have experience with the new made ones. I do with the vintage ones. I have some vintage Persona super stainless steel. Now, vintage injector blades that are carbon steel are no good. Don't mess with them. Even the modern ones, don't mess with them. I think they make a carbon steel injector. Don't mess with that. There are some other blades too from Japan. They're the Schick name. You have to put them into a keyed injector. And just to show the new people out there, Schick injectors can be nice because you're really not handling a blade other than putting the old one into the used section. I'd pull that back, you put the key in the stem, and you shoot a new blade in. That was the whole thing with that. So, there's also new razors. I don't have experience with it. That's a supply razor, and they do make injector blades. But they're plastic keys. They will not work, I don't think, with some of these. Eric there, he's got Better Every Shave. He's got a video with taking some of them and putting in one of these empty injectors. In fact, I have an empty one here. I do have to do that at some point. That's what an empty injector looks like. I don't have any blades in this. And there's a little window that'll show you how many blades you have left. Yeah. Getting low on blades, fellas. So, yeah. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room, the adjustable injector. This is from the 60s. This is the M type M. I recommend this to the beginner with a caveat. I would say the same for the vintage adjustables and modern adjustables. But with the Schick injector, there's not a lot of blade choice, and there's not a lot of. The later ones some people can find very, very mild. Like this one is on the milder side of the Schick injectors. So with this, you can really tailor your shave. It goes from 1 to 8, and there is 6 clicks in between each number. So that's a lot of adjustment. It just moves the guard like Gillette's. And I don't have the instructions with this one. They say start off at a low setting and work your way up. This would be good if you just want to have one Schick injector and you want to get into it and you get it at a good price. The resale value on these has gone up considerably. These are very popular. If you can get one at a good price, I recommend it. Just start off at a low setting. What's also nice, if you get one with a case like this, even this modern Schick injector, it fits right in there. And it's a good looking razor. They shave very good. Some people, Schick injectors don't work for them, but that's the one I recommend. Or this one if you want a mild one. Just remember, you can't get the blades are hard to get for the twin injector. And also, don't put a twin injector blade in one of the older models. I will show you some older models here. Here's the A. Here's the 2 Bs I own. These are, this is a E2, meant down to take down for cleaning. Here's some Gs. This is a G6, I think, the ladies model. Here's a G1 that I put a custom handle on, the G8. This E and this G8 are my most aggressive. Here's an I2 with the magic lever for cleaning. Here is the Lady Eversharp. This is an L head that's got the magic lever. This would be a good choice too. I got an I1 over here. There's the fashion razor. This is mild, but I would not recommend it because it's very awkward to shave with, and only the other fashion razor is like that. And then this is a E3. This one is medium aggression, but one thing you need to look out for with these Schick razors is, have they been abused and has people been doing things they shouldn't be? Like this, you can see someone had been wrenching on the spring, and I had a heck of a time getting this right so it would hold a blade, and I finally got the tension right on that guard there. So that's one thing you need to look out for. So, to recap, blades, you're pretty limited. You've got Schick, you got Persona, you got Japanese blades, and you got the supply blades for the supply razor. The L's are the milder ones. Twin injector blades are harder to find. The Type M, the adjustable, start off low, work your way up. So one I recommend. So that's it. All right, what are some resources I recommend for Gem, researching Gem and Schick razors? Well, the first individual that comes up with YouTube would be Shaving with Fuzzy. I'll link his channel down below. He is also the owner of Toast 3, which is the single edge forms. That would be the second one area I recommend. And a member that is active on Toast 3 would be River Run. And I will link his site down below. He's got Schick injectors for dummies. He's got the lather catchers. He is a valuable source of information. His website, he's from Germany. Dave in Kentucky, DFS. He is an admin on the DFS forum. He is also a wealth of single edge knowledge. Jim Rowe on YouTube. He has a lot of shave videos with single edge razors. You can go check him out. I will link all these guys down below. There's others out there. I just naming these guys because they're the first ones. And Fuzzy is the one I learned my technique. And I learned a lot about this. I bought a Gillette Fat Boy. He had the same year. I watched his videos. I went through his YouTube videos and I started seeing these single edge and I got bitten with the bug by them. I learned a technique with these. They can be very rewarding. Remember, they use their own kind of blades. I don't recommend some videos, I'm not going to use names, that modify other blades to work in these single edge razors. They weren't meant for them. Use the blades that they were designed for. You're asking for problems when you do that kind of stuff. I don't recommend that. So, all right, well, thank you guys for watching. You got any comments or questions down below? I will see you Sunday with a lather catcher shave. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, but we will see. I'll have a head shave in between. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care out there. Comments down below. Take care out there and happy shaves.